October the 25th, 2019. As you're looking at satellite images of Invest 97L, it's in the Gulf of Mexico now. And at 8 a.m., the chance of development went from 70% to 100%. So we got to keep an eye on it. You've already got flash flood warnings out in southern Louisiana. Flash flood watches extend through Louisiana and into Mississippi already. A lot of marine warnings out in this area. In Texas on the backside over there, you got freeze warnings and winter weather watches. But right now, we've been, actually starting last night, we started getting this light drizzling rain. That's going to pick up some. But again, we've got these flash flood watches and warnings out. We'll look at that from the National Weather Service. A lot of rain in the center of the storm, and it's pushing out in front of it. The models show it pretty much tracking right over South Louisiana, and that's where the flash flood warnings are out now, and moving straight up through Mississippi into Tennessee, possibly eastern Arkansas, and moving up and out. Now, what we got to do is just mostly keep an eye out, it looks like, for real gusty winds along the coast and these floodings. Now, you got a system that's popped up out in the Atlantic. It's going to turn and go north. It's not going to affect us. But this one, a 100% chance of cyclone formation. They're saying that visible satellite imagery and surface observations indicate that a tropical cyclone is forming in the western Gulf. And advisories will be initiated on this system later this morning. The system is forecast to merge with a cold front and become post-tropical tonight over the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. Gale force winds are expected behind the cold front over this area, and for more information, they're saying see the high seas forecast issued by the National Weather Service. We'll take a look at that. Notice they mentioned that the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter will possibly fly out and check this thing out today. Here's your National Weather Service map. In the green over the state of Mississippi and Louisiana, these are flash flood watches right along the southwestern section of Louisiana. You've got this flood warnings that are out, guys. Notice that back over the state of Texas, you've got these freeze warnings and hard freeze warnings there. So it is a clash of tropical weather and this cold front that's coming down. You guys in California, you're still under these red flag warnings, especially Southern California, and you've got the high wind warnings out in that area. So we saw a lot of fires yesterday. It could be a repeat of this as they spread overnight, but we'll do an update on that, guys. But again, you got some cold weather right behind this tropical system, and that's fairly rare for the southeastern United States to see this. It doesn't happen that much. We do get some later hurricanes in the season, but normally they're not involved with the cold front. But again, it's just a strange year for weather. So just keep an eye on things for the next few days as the nation goes through this seasonal change. When you mix cold air and hot air, guys, it can produce tornadoes, high winds. Again, you're going to have gale force winds out over the water itself. But guys in California, keep an eye on it. Notice offshore, a lot of winds out there, and that's going to be pushing in. You got the Santa Ana winds coming in from Nevada, moving offshore, and that always fuels these forest fires. This is New Orleans, Bourbon Street live this morning. That you can see that this light rain has set into the south. It's going to continue, but it's going to pick up. Now, New Orleans has a lot of pumps that pump the water out of this bowl that it's built in. It's actually lower than sea level. If you guys have been there and seen it, been down to the quarter, as we call it, French Quarter. But again, guys, just keep an eye on the storm. We'll update it when the National Hurricane Center updates its information, especially after the Hurricane Hunter finishes its flight. But we're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.